is making it abundantly clear that Valentine's Day is here by bombarding my feed with beautiful, pretty cookies and roses and cakes and everything nice. So, inspired by all of that, I felt like making my own cookies this year because let's be real, food is my first love and I love cooking. But baking is something that I'm a bit new at and have actually failed multiple times. And since I don't have an actual oven, it is much harder to bake. But being myself, I did find a very good alternative. And who knew cookies could be baked so easily in an air fryer? The recipe here is fairly simple. I do not claim to be an expert chef, but it worked for me and I am pretty sure that it will work for you as well. And without any further ado, let's get started with the recipe.
Now for the base ingredients of the cookie dough, we need 2 cups of flour, half cup of sugar, half cup of butter, 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 tablespoon of corn flour. Corn flour is added to make cookies softer. Additionally, you could decorate your cookies with sprinklers, food coloring or use vanilla essence for that fragrance. This cookie recipe is completely eggless and will be cooked in an air fryer. I came up with 3 variations of the cookies and gave them fun names like Velvet Heart, Sky Confetti, and espresso. Now let's get to making the base cookie dough. I would suggest you to gather all the ingredients together on the counter right from the start so you don't have to go back and forth again and again to get more of the ingredients. I would also suggest to use measuring cups to get a more accurate measurement. To begin with the base, I'm starting with the butter, and since it's January, the butter is quite hard, so I eyeballed the amount of butter that I need to cut and transferred it in a microwave safe bowl. And then I put this butter in the microwave for about 30 seconds to soften it but not melt it entirely. And once the butter is out of the microwave, I used a fork to mush it around and make it more creamy looking. And I have to say, this was the most fun part for me. I really enjoyed doing it for some reason. After mixing it enough, I felt that the butter could be a bit less. So I added a little bit more butter and repeated the same procedure of softening it and mixing it in with the rest of it. And by the end of it, your butter should look like whipped cream. Some people also add the powdered sugar right here in the butter, but I'm going to do it a bit later. I accidentally added flour before anything else, but it is generally added later on, but here it goes. Now for the powdered sugar, I'm just taking regular sugar in a blender and I would blend it out and make a powder out of it. You can use extra powder later on and store it in a jar. Then I took the required measure, that is half a cup of powdered sugar, and added it to my mixture of butter and flour. At this point, I also brought my corn flour and added 1 tablespoon of corn flour into the mixture as well. And after that, I added my baking powder, 2 teaspoons of baking powder into the mixture. And at this point, I felt that the flour was a bit less because the mixture turned out to be a bit too sticky. So I added a little bit of flour. The mixture should be in such a way that it does not stick to your fingers too much, but it is just enough to blend it out completely with your hands. And at the end of the procedure, your cookie dough should look something like this. Now let's get started with our first cookie, which is Velvet Heart. I'm taking the entire mound of cookie dough and separating it into equal sizes for all the other cookies that I just rolled it out and cut it up roughly in equal sizes. And for this particular cookie, we need to give our cookie two different flavors, namely red and the matcha flavor for the border. And the border part should be a little less in amount and the center part needs to be more. So I cut the cookie dough in similar way, taking out a little bit for matcha flavor and most of it for the red color. For the matcha part, I used matcha powder that I had at home. If you do not have matcha powder, then you can use any other flavor. Coffee or chocolate cocoa powder would also work really well here. Or you could just make the entire cookie red. That would also be very pretty. I mixed the matcha powder in with the dough with my hands. That's how the matcha flavor was created. It should look something like this. And for the red part, I'm just using red food coloring into the dough. I do not have an exact measurement of how much food color is needed. The idea is to start with a very tiny amount of food color because some colors are more potent than others, and then keep adding more colors if needed. I repeated the exact same procedure with this and mixed it up with my hands. Once it was completely red, I sort of shaped the red part in the shape of a heart, and you don't want the hearts to be completely flat. It needs to have some height to it. You can see it on the screen. You can use your fingers, and if you have a heart-shaped mold, it would be much easier to do it that way, but I did it with my fingers itself. Then once your heart is ready, you need to keep it aside and get the green dough ready. I'm using a cookie sheet. Aluminium foil works as well. Place the green cookie dough at the center of the wax paper. Spread it out in a log shape and then fold the paper, and you just need to roll it out and make a sheet out of it. Then afterwards, you can cut a strip from this flattened out sheet of dough, and what you need to do is place your heart sideways on top of this strip. Try to match the width of your heart with the width of this green strip because it needs to go around the heart. You can see it clearly in the video, and then you can roll it around the heart, sort of to form a green frame around the red heart. And once you're done with it, you need to place it in the fridge for about at least 10 minutes to make it set, because after that we'll be cutting slices of this. So 10 minutes are up, and I actually left it for more than 10 minutes. I sort of left it for about half an hour, I would say. And by now my cookie dough was completely set, so I'm ready for the slicing. You just need to place it sideways and slice it down like you would with bread, and it should come off very easily if you have done it the right way. And this is how my heart cookie turned out. I did not expect it to turn out this well. This was the first time that I made something this creative in the kitchen, and I'm actually very happy with it. With the amount of dough that I had taken, I ended up with 3 heart-shaped cookies. So I'm gonna place them in my air fryer at 180 degrees for about 10 minutes and let it bake. And after 10 minutes, this is the result of the cookies. Here's how the final velvet heart cookie turned out, and this cookie truly has my heart. It is so pretty. Now let's move on to the next cookie, which is Sky Confetti. By the way, how do you like the names that I gave to these cookies? If you have better name suggestions, then please do comment them in the comments section. I repeated the same process. I took a chunk of dough and added blue food coloring to it and sort of mixed it up with my hands. Again, I need you to add a little bit of food coloring at first and then keep adding more if you need more. And at this point, I was very glad to have worn my apron because I actually dropped a little bit of food coloring on it. You need to mix the cookie dough with your hands and you need to do it vigorously and for a little while so that the color mixes in evenly. And once that is done, I rolled out the cookie dough on a flat surface and then I took a knife and sort of eyeballed the sizes. So this is how I do it. I cut the log in the center and into 2 even parts. Then on each side, I make 2 cuts on the middle of them again and repeat the same process as many times as I want. So this way I get even chunks of cookie dough to make even cookies. And now comes the fun part, that's the confetti. I placed the confetti in a flat plate and rolled out the cookie dough balls and flattened them and sort of put them on the tray with the colored confetti and pressed my cookie down with light hands so the confetti should stick on the cookie. And at this point, I cannot even explain how excited I was. This part was making me feel like a little child doing her favorite thing ever. I mean, if you have kids, you could totally do this with them. They'd love it. Now the size of the cookies needs to be equal because you're baking them at even time and at an even temperature. So the size should also be the same, otherwise some cookies might turn out overcooked while others might still be undercooked. I repeated the similar process with all of the cookies and I ended up with 8 sky confetti cookies, and now it's time to bake them. And after about 8 or 9 minutes, my cookies turned out this way. Yes, there is a bit discoloration around the blue color. I realized that the blue food coloring would actually get cooked and darken, but nonetheless, they are just as pretty to me. And our third cookie is named Espresso. I know it's not the most creative names, that's why I want you guys to get better names for this cookie for me. And I know you guys can do that, so please do. Now this cookie is the most simplest among the 3. You just need to add instant coffee powder into your cookie dough. My coffee powder had a little bit of granules in it. Some are finer, but mine was quite chunky, which actually ended up making the cookie taste better. But any coffee powder would work really. You need to mix it in with your hands, sort of bring the dough back together after the coffee powder. So now it's time to cut the dough. I repeated the same process as I did for the sky confetti cookie, which is cutting my log of cookie dough in 8 equal parts and making 8 cookies out of it. 8 because my air fryer perfectly fits 8 cookies at once. That's why this is the number that I go with. And any number would be fine with you depending on the size of your air fryer, or if you're baking it in an actual oven or in a kadhai, then you can do it according to yourself as well. After shaping the cookies, I dusted them with a little bit of cocoa powder and I used a chhanni for it, a sieve, and you just need 1 teaspoon worth of cocoa powder for this. You just need to dust it all over the cookies. There is really no explanation here. It's pretty much self-explanatory. And with that we're done. Again, we need to bake them for the exact same time. I was afraid that the cocoa powder on top would turn out burned, but the cookies sort of expanded after being baked and it created such pretty crack marks on top of the cookies, which I absolutely loved. And with this, we're done with our third cookie, which is espresso. And now we're done with the video with all the 3 cookies.
I feel that these cookies would be perfect for gifting someone for Valentine's Day. And if you want that your cookie gifts you these cookies, then you need to make sure that you share this video with them. And if you liked watching this video, then you need to hit the like button, because that is how YouTube knows that you actually like what you're watching. Because our technology, as advanced as it may be, it cannot yet read people's minds. And if you're someone who believes that making everything at home is absolutely possible and are a DIY aficionado, then please do subscribe to this channel. And if you like watching similar content, then you can check out my Christmas cake baking video. And if you still haven't made a vision board for yourself for 2025, trust me, you are not late. It is just February and you can still get on with it, and my video here on vision board will actually help you with it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll meet again in another video. Till then, bye and take care.